good, man. It's your boy, Daniel Shouse, D. Swayze, man, Mr. Safari, man. We want to welcome y'all to the Big Game Hunters, the F.A.M. Worldwide Muzick Podcast, man. Want to thank y'all for coming out this beautiful Saturday, tuning in, watching us, man. You know what I'm saying? Chris Mills isn't with us this week, man, but he'll be back next week to bring you that hot live news about the hip hop, the culture, and way of life, man. Want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. We have a great show lined up for you this week. We got one of the homies, man, from the hometown that I'm representing, man, the 812 is gonna come through later on and give y'all that new music from Backwood Brad. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, I want y'all to give it up for my comrade today, Mr. Haywire, the legend.
Hey, what's happening, Sir Swayze? Good evening, good evening. What's the do? What's the business? How's everybody feeling today? Welcome to the podcast. I hope everybody having a blessed and joyful weekend. You already know who it is. It is the fella you love to hate, Haywire, the legend. You know what I'm saying? And as the boy Swayze said today, we got a real good situation going on. You know what I'm saying? But Swayze, how you been though, my brother?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed, man. Favorite, man. Just glad to be here another day. Hey, why? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to this good stuff we got for him, man. You know, it's always a pleasure with you, brother. It's always a pleasure working with my guy who I'm going to see tomorrow in Colorado.
My partner. You did. Yay, like this too, man. Hey, man. So, we going to dig off into this thing, man. We got a lot to discuss. You know what I'm saying? With today's topic. Today's topic is somewhat maybe on a slight sensitive type situation to most, but it's really important that you understand where this hip hop game is going. So basically, what we're really going to be talking about is the diversity between the new generation and the old generation.
Yeah.
And why this seems to seem like each side discredits each other for somewhat reason that is unexplainable when it's all in the same realm of music at the end of the day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You see, some may look at it as though the new school ain't got respect for the old school.
They don't, man.
And the old school ain't got respect for the new school. And it's just been a battle, and it seems like it's breaking down the moral of why it is that we pursue what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's talent in each and everybody's hand. You see what I'm saying? So for you to discredit the pathway that has already been made to make sure that you're able to progress on this thing is what some people try to tell to the newer generation. It seems as though that they don't understand how their concept rolls or how it goes. Like it's kind of confusing. Like, Sway, how you feel about that though? Like,
this is the propaganda that's been going on, not only from just in the hip hop culture. This has been going on throughout cultures, throughout all different. You know what I'm saying? If you are able to create division amongst old and young, light skinned, dark skinned, like if you're able to create that division, man, you're able to conquer different generations. So I feel that it's definitely something that's really important that we address it and we get into control, because like you said, you see the old hip hop heads talking about the young hip hop heads. Oh man, that mumble jumbo rap. Oh, that shit is bullshit, man. But really, you know what I'm saying? It's just the culture that we're in now. The boys is just, they took what they learned from us and elevated into a way of a medley of which is actually dynamic. You know, it's really a great art form, you know. But then you have the young ones looking at the older ones like, man, that old school metaphorical bullshit you doing, man. You rhyming on.
Like you can see on like certain other podcasts and interviews that you might have seen where you've seen rappers, attempt to go to the freestyle session of the interview, and it's like they show no compassion for what it is that they're doing or that they're putting in. They use it's just a game. It's just something to have fun with. When there's those who understand how this hip hop culture goes and take this very seriously with every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that's been put into this game, and it's craftsmanship. that a lot of people and a lot of artists would not understand until it hits you or it impacts you.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, man, if you write a song and it doesn't impact you and it doesn't give you some kind of feel on the inside, then you're really wasting your time. When people put energy into something that they love, it takes them to another place that a lot of people are afraid to touch. And unfortunately, it's sad because the younger generation only sees it as a materialistic game without understanding the real principles of this hip hop game. You see,
That's
this whole imagery of the situation, this whole visionary of the situation has messed everything up. And it only seems as though that is the pinnacle of being part of this hip hop culture that we're in. Yes, it is totally
it.
diverse, bro, because the new generation done tapped into something. Now, we're not going to discredit for what they've done because they've eventually and have made a lane and a path for themselves. But you have to look at how they were able to do that. That's what they don't understand. They
Right,
think that this thing was just handed to them. You see what I'm saying? And
right,
that it was just something to just play around with. And it hurts to somebody who takes hip hop serious, you know. And it's not like you're trying to put them on a roster as a Jay-Z or a Lil Wayne or somebody of that nature. It's just you understand what type of range it is that their musical expectations are.
right. And then also it's about learning from one another. Like because if you look at it, the pioneers of hip hop have the ingredients to success. what
Exactly.
what they've created is what's allowed all these artists today to be where they are today. So you know what I'm saying. So without the ingredients of what they were able to give and what they endeavored in their and their trials and tribulations of their path, that is what's made hip hop what it is today. And I feel that society and the powers that be have constructed ways for us to be disconnected. So if
Mm,
you could create a disconnection between the two, then that way knowledge is seized. You stop knowledge from transmitting from one generation into the next. So it's like you say, it's very important that we're able to reconnect with all, from old to young, man, because there's definitely a universal connection between the two, So
definitely is. But
definitely,
you got to be able to be willing to be open to tap into it. And a lot of us that are kind of in the older generation of hip hop, they are kind of, let's say, skeptical when it comes to tapping in with the younger generation and how they look at hip hop as it faces them today. You see? Now, don't get me wrong, some older generation cats, they're stuck in their ways. They'd rather stay right there. They're not willing to be open to see or hear what the younger generation has to say or what they're talking about, man. You see what I'm saying? But the younger generation has more accessibility to certain things than the older generation was able to put themselves out there to make gains. You see what I'm saying? The younger generation found out a different way to tap into it, but to do it a lot more faster due to the technology process that's out here. Now,
definitely.
ask yourself this question: if there was no technology, if there was none of that right there, do you think most of the new artists out here would have the people that they've generated now?
I mean, no, I definitely don't think they would. Then you have to look deeper into it. Hey, why the young, this next generation, their lyrical content is almost they're going back into being, no disrespect, but it's illiterate because they're not saying true words. They're not even speaking words. It's illiterate.
Exactly.
There's a lot of illiteracy going on in the hip hop culture right now. If you look at what the wordplay is, man, they're not even saying words that are not even in full form or text. They're not even. It's not even a real word. So for them to discredit the old generation, when people are reading books and are knowledgeable and are really educated in what they're saying, there's a problem between that because
Now,
these
now you make a valid point, Swayze. Very valid point, because it
yeah,
is about the substance to your content that you speak of, and
yeah,
it's very important and you trying to rock the mic out. But like I said, they created a wave of their own, my boy. They made like the Soldier Boys of the world, the little Uzi Verts of the world. You know what I'm saying? They made a way to where it was acceptable to have fun. That now they tapped into the fun aspect of the music. You see what I'm saying? Now you have to remember it's certain songs that are meant for certain purposes. You
Yeah,
know, certain songs are just meant for the club and meant for the club only.
right.
You know those are songs to make or take serious as making it part of your top 5 or top 10. You know that. So
Right.
you have to give them the props of being able to keep that energy. You know what I'm saying? But the crunk originator, shout out to Mr. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's so much that brews into it that the new school generation has failed to even want to even acknowledge. You
Right,
see
but
what
right,
I'm
and the thing, like you said, the thing though is about the substance. Like you have to speak in pure text. You have to speak where it's wordplay because you like these young rappers. They're going to have kids one day. Like are they want their kids to be educated as well. You don't want your kids to be like dormant and and dumbing down what they're saying. So it's important to be educated and knowledgeable in your wordplay. So what the disconnect between old and new is the old could teach the new.
exactly.
The
You see
old
what I'm saying?
they
But
need
even though the
education.
new, my fault, go ahead, bro.
No, they need to be educated on both ends. We need to be educated on what's new, and they need to be educated on what's old. What's got them to this point? How are they able to sustain? Why are they able to make the music they make now? Why are they able to do these tours? Why are all these boys walking around here with the big diamond chains? It's not a path that they
Exactly.
created. It's not a path that they created. It's a path that was created for them. You know,
Facts.
and I
I
feel
mean,
that, right,
go
and
ahead.
I
And you feel what, bro? And you feel? And I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you, bro.
needs to be homage on both ends. They need to play homage. The word, you know what I'm saying? And the wordplay in hip hop, bro, that's what we are where we are now is because of hip hop, is because of wordplay, of
Facts.
educating ourselves to where we can spread messages to our people.
Facts.
Not because
Big
of
old.
him and Muhammad jumping on God. That didn't get us to where we are today. That's not what got us here. What got us here was people like KRS Ones. We had the, you know what I'm saying, the Jay-Z's, the Biggies, the Pops, the M's.
Yeah. You
Lyricists that
know,
were the prophets, the hip hop prophets, the prophecies of the hip hop culture, man. That's what got us here today. That's why we are where we are. Not because someone said some shit that didn't make no fucking sense. We didn't get
right.
here because of that. That's taken away from what our ancestral have did for us that they created for us, man.
Mm,
To move
heavy,
forward,
my boy.
to be educated, not to be dumbed down and to be dormant. And what we're doing, we're dormant and we're not educated in nothing we're saying. And people are like, oh, he said this. He didn't say nothing, but he said something to set you back 400 years, bro. We had people
Mm.
fighting to get to this point,
I mean,
but we
you
look at
you
both sides, bro. I look at the young too, what they doing. The beat is popping. But if you got to give homage to where you come from, just like our parents. We always
that's right.
respect our parents. So
So
if we
like
respect our parents, we gotta respect the parents of hip hop.
right.
They
So let me ask you, like, how do you think it's possible for both sides to merge? You know what I'm saying? In a successful situation for the sake of music itself, man, because this divide, it's breaking us apart, bro. It's breaking off the real purpose of why it is that this music thing exists, man. You know, the reason why we do put our hearts into these 8 and 16s that we write every single day, when we take what we visually see on a daily basis and putting them into words to describe and paint pictures and stuff like that. Like, how do you think that they're able to tap in with that other side without the other side feeling like they're being downgraded on? You know what I'm saying? And how do you think that the young generation will finally start paying homage and start discrediting the hard work that the hip hop culture starting from Sedgwick Avenue started at?
well, there's one word. There's one word that'll sum that all up. Put your pride to the side. It's all about pride. This is all a pride thing. This is the pride thing. We need to put the pride down and just listen. No one wants to listen. Like, I think if we just put the pride down and just listen, the old heads come to the young ones in a nice, calm way. Don't come to them aggressive and, hey man, you need to, no, come to them in peace. Come to me. I love you first. Let's start off with a humble way of greeting. Our greeting
Positive
is everything.
motion, with a definite positive motion. Absolutely, man.
We come with a positive emotion. The young ones will listen. I just think they're working out the young ones have experienced a lot of trauma in their times of growing up. The world's different,
Facts.
so they
Big facts, big
were raised,
facts.
they were raised different. So we have to accept the way they were brought up was different than the way we were brought up. We were brought up in more of a culture of love and relaxation. It was kind of tough, but now all these different opioids with the opioids with pills and fucking all the shit that's going
Yeah,
on.
man, the different drug influences and stuff, man, how they fall so fast to thinking that's what basically this hip hop culture has to offer. And honestly, it's kind of a disrespect. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, Pimp C already the legendary long lived Chad. He already said everybody got a thing. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody got a vice. Everybody got a situation to help them go through situations in life. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
nowadays, it just look like they taking it back to ATL back in the 90s when it was really zombie land out there, man. Like, and then they making it acceptable and cool, which kind of like strikes a nerve because you're putting a dent into a culture that has been breaded from so many blood, sweat, and tears. Also controversy as well.
Right,
But
right, right.
fact though, it's sort of like a slap in the face. Like you don't what your forefathers had to go through in order to make sure that you able to wow out with all these Bugattis and Maybachs. It's
Right,
like
right.
you're not understanding what it is and why they are considered to be forefathers in this hip hop game because of the sacrifices that they had to make, including some of your DJs.
Right,
Much
right.
love to DJ Drummer, bro. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The younger crowd doesn't understand the effects of how this thing was great, but now seems like it's diminishing due to
And,
the lack of respect for the craft now.
Mhm. Right, and like you said, but it goes back. This has been going on before hip hop. Like if we want to go technical and go back to the Willie Lynch syndrome, this is where
Fact.
this is all. This is the root of the problem. Like we're still dealing with the Willie Lynch syndrome and our
Mm,
culture and our culture. This isn't just about a black culture. This is
that's
about
right.
all pandemic of all. This isn't just about us, but this is something that was designed against us that we're still fighting up against 400 years ago. This is the same technique that they were using that we're still struggling with today in all societies and all ethnic groups of people. So I feel that we need to get to the root of it because in order to get to the problem, we have to get to the root of it, and the root of it is actually the beginning. So
The
like
beginning.
I
That's right.
feel that I feel there's hope. I mean, we just got to be hopeful, and we just have to have a
There's
conversation.
definitely hope. I do believe that both sides can come and unite as one and make some great sounds with one another. You know what I'm saying? And stop all of this belittling and bickering and hating because of certain situations. If you love music, you love music. It ain't music ain't got no discrimination preferences about they self. It goes
Right,
in through one ear, hits your system or not, and goes straight out the other.
right,
It
right.
don't look at your skin. It don't look at your tone. It don't look at your personality or nothing. It look at your hearts.
Your hearts, and there we go, and there we go. So,
And look, and if it
so
don't touch your heart, then that's a sound that you're not gonna really understand unless you're passionate about music, man.
mhm.
So I do believe that there is hope. And then shout out to the old generation that is trying to reach out to the new generation techniques and giving them new sounds and trying to give them advice about the situation. Because not all of the young generation is bullheaded. You're right. You mentioned something real. They will listen. They will listen, but it is the way that you come about them about the situation. If you
Right,
come
right.
at them in an aggressive manner, like you said, bro, they gonna resent that automatically because you're not taking the time. You're giving them something that they're used to seeing all the time. But if you see somebody, especially of the younger generation, and you see that they have that potential to at least be one of the ones that can actually maintain substance in their craft, then my boy, you might be on to something. You have to come at them in a positive motion, bro. So I fully agree with you with what you said on that, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Because that positive motivation needs to be reinforced more when it comes to, certain uh new artists that come out. You've seen the history of DJs trash these artists live after they done hit a freestyle or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Without actually giving these people the proper opportunity to show how they're capable of blossoming.
Right, right.
And, and,
Go ahead, Leila.
and I'm just saying it's just sickening. It really is, man. Because at the end of the day, man, nobody is put in the position to be judgmental about anybody as far as it comes to sound.
Right, right,
You know?
right, and definitely, and you know what, and just to sum it up and end it so we can keep moving, I think that the thing is we got to say this: power with and not power over. Like the old ones don't want to give up their throne. They don't want to give up the throne. They don't want to admit that it's time to pass the throne.
Right.
Then the young ones on the opposite contrary of that. They're like, man, you old, it's time for you to pass the throne. So there's a conflict in that. You know what I'm saying? There's a resistance. So we just gotta we just have to get to this power with and not power over.
Exactly.
We can move forward in that, bro. We can definitely move forward in that. Young Haywire legend.
I do believe, Sir Swayze. I do believe, Sir Swayze, indeed, it shall happen. It shall happen eventually. And we just gonna keep the faith and take it one day at a time with it, man. I'm glad we was able to touch up on this topic, man, for sure, man, because it was something that I feel like it was needed to be heard, man, or needed to be said, because it's a lot of artists striving out there to better at what it is that they do on their craft, and to salute to all of them as well. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely
for sure.
And definitely, like I said, and the only thing we could do it, and I'm glad you came up with the topic to discuss today, because it was like an on the fly topic, and we just came with it, and we just made it happen, man. And I would thank you for coming with creativity with you came with a problem that you felt, and we came with a solution that we feel that we can use and move forward in our culture, not only our culture, but as long into society. It's bigger than it's more than just the hip hop culture that this problem.
Exactly.
This is
Exactly, my boy. Exactly. Always a pleasure dropping gems of knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? From one brethren to another.
So let's keep it moving. And now
Let's keep it going, man.
What you think, man? I think we about to bring my boy from Indiana. He's from our place, man. He's from around the neck of the woods, man.
Okay, then, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds all right. Indy, stand up, man.
Especially from Indiana, we like to blow them backwoods.
Yeah.
What's up, Backwood Brad?
Okay, sir. Brad, what's going on, homie?
I'm well. How you brothers doing today?
How you doing,
hey, man? Coaching and coasting, man. Trying to keep it going. You know how it go.
Word. I'm good today, man. I'm just chilling, passing time. Time difference was a little, not like a issue, so to say, but yeah, you hit me a little bit ago. Was asking if I come in a little bit earlier, so yeah, we're just chilling, man. Happy to be here. Happy y'all reached out and stuff. This is a big opportunity for me. I haven't had the opportunity to do too many of these yet, so was really looking forward to hopping on here, especially with Swayze. We go back damn near 10, 12 years now. When I first started doing shows and stuff back in Indiana, he was one of the main people behind that. One of the few people that actually believed in me in the city at the time and reached out to me. So I'm forever grateful to that brother for sure.
Oh, no, dog, man. Call him Benefic, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Back in the Benefic, man. I went to his house one time back out there. We was way out in the country, man, out there in the backwoods somewhere. We did some shit with him, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Huey concert. We did Huey. We did Huey out there. You did the Huey shit. You, Flo the Kid, some other cats, man. But I watched Backwood grow, man, from the beginning of his career. I watched him evolve. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to pioneer. Like he's been a consistent artist, man, from my home. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna reach out to Backwood about this, man. And I'm sorry for fucking on my screen, y'all, but I was gonna reach out to Backwood. And he one of my true, like, one of the little homies I fuck with, man. So I wanted to get him on the show today, man. He's got some great shit, man. We're gonna share some of his music. We got some questions for Backwood Brad, man. We got some questions, but right now we're gonna jump into one of Backwood's one of his tracks right here, man, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna jump into the.
Hey, you do ride too, homie. I had the opportunity to listen to some of your smashes, man. Like, it's a lot of your content I really want to ask you about, man, because you on fire with some. So we gonna go ahead and rock out one time, for real, for real.
Let's go ahead and rocking one of Backwood tracks, Brad. Whatever y'all wanna, let's go ahead and get into it, and we're gonna see what we got from my homie, Mr. Backwood Brad.
We've been working too hard.
Here to shake it up, we playing Yahtzee. We're the Opsy, every verse a TED Talk. Who taking topics? Hit a wall, you hate the Rockets. Make them watch me, change the optics. Till I'm $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. Brad the Archer, gave him targets. Secured the cheap deposits. Chains and armor hanging off balconies. Like I'm Peter Parker, curtains falling. Crows flocking, like my name's Itachi. Pen blade sharper than Kiss-A-Maze. I'm a real Akatsuki. Without compromising integrity, just let it be. Bernard and Oscar, part of my weaponry. The execution's golden. KFC wanting a recipe. People throwing dirt on my name, used to eat next to me. Leg up in the race, that's my legacy. Treasure, please see the pressure isn't what's pressing me. Passion bleeds into my patience. If you testing me, integrated courage and fear to reach my destiny. What's next for me? We ain't putting up the work for the frauds. Don't say the chores for the mall. We on course for the call. Run the courts at your bar. Yeah. We ain't putting up the work for the frauds. Don't say the chores for the mall. We on course for the call. Run the courts at your bar. Run the courts at your bar. Sipping bottle Fiji, narrating a manga reading. You cannot defeat me, a sage on the back of Gamakichi. A novel brief, an apostle like if it's Paul you seeking or the Pope, it's a poet. Sounding like the Cardinal speaking. Nightmare, same presence, Kamara leaving. Karama greedy for all the energy that I will be needing. Celibate, searching for Tsunade's teachings. And Nami to see the seat with Vegeta like if I witness a bomb of beating. Waging my aura till the gods make me an offer. I answer prayers, make me an altar. Philosophy in my raps make me a scholar. At the podium on the stage saying things like Obama. Try not to break any promise. Adjustments I'm making are making me honest. What's accountability if you never make a deposit? Even as Okage, remember your days of ramen. Shine like a supernova, not the shades of the common. Another camera pose, overlooked beauty, glamorous soul. Chose squares looking for a circle like the angles were close. Button heads with the kids trying to anger the goats. Would a stamina hold? Open arms, what if them hands would've closed? Out on a limb until the branches had broke. In search of forbidden jutsu, I could stand in the clone. Expanded your hope. Would you rather stand in the scope? Or pull the trigger behind the pain and the stain of the smoke? Oh.
We've been working too hard. We
ain't putting up the work for the frauds. Don't say the chores for the mall. We on course for the call. Run the courts at your bar. Yeah. We ain't putting up the work for the frauds. Don't say the chores for the mall. We on course for the call. Run the courts at your bar. Run the courts at your bar.
Ooh-wee.
Wow, bro. Hey man, look. Hey, Swayze. Hey man, look. I know that's your partner, man, but I got to go, man. Like, Swayze, I'm on your reaction time right now. Dude.
Hey man.
Listen. When it comes down to wordplay, man, nailed it. Now, I see that you tie a lot of your positive motivation into your art.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you happen to be a motivational speaker somehow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the way that you blended it, you blended it, your blend is unorthodox. Like, you tied the good word into the street life, and you finessed it so beautifully, bro. Like, big salute. Now, I thought something to believe was something, bro, but man, that run up the courts, man, yo, you got that one, bro. You did that one, son.
Thank you.
So, like, how long did it take you to come up with this project? Like, what was behind it?
That in particular song, so it started as a TikTok. There's a dope producer on TikTok. He's everywhere, but I found him on TikTok. One of my favorite producer homies put me on him. Shout out to Emilio Miles. Emilio was like, yo, this dude's on TikTok. You know, he been on here for a while. He kind of buzzing, whoop-de-whoop. Why don't you try to, you know, do one of them duet things that they do? I was like, all right, you know, I'll check it out. So after like, you know, a handful of duets or whatever, I started to get into my rhythm and stuff, so to say, and I found that beat. And then it was funny because when he posted the beat, J Pats, the comment or whatever, or like the information, it was like, I made this for Freddie Gibbs. I wonder who would kill it. And I'm like, Freddie Gibbs, I'm from Indiana. You know, like, might as well just go ahead and take the reins, right? If Freddie ain't want it, I got you, Gibbs. Don't even worry, G. So I did a little 16, and then that had like 14,000 plays on TikTok. So after that, I was like, yo, we got to do like a song or something on that. So ended up, you know what I'm saying, purchasing a little unlimited lease from J Pats, and we got a little 10-year contract together on that one, and ended up just making it a whole song. So I was excited to get that one out.
That's what's up.
Smoking hot. Like I said, I've watched him, man, grow, and like I said, like he's evolved now. Like he's ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the boy ready, man. Like I don't know.
You crazy. You ain't even got to tell me, man. His cadence alone, bro. His cadence, man, and the way he catches them breakups, bro, in the beat, bro. Like what type of things influence most of your words when you making your beat selection? Like when you looking for beats, what is it that Sir Brad, what is it that Mr. Backwood looks for to put more emphasis in his beats?
It's weird because like I have synesthesia, so like the process is never the same, so to say. Like and like I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to detail it, because like for me, I'll close my eyes a lot and just put on a beat and like things just happen. Like it's not weird to me. It was weird at first, but like the technical part of the process, it's like a fill in the blank thing for me. Have y'all ever played Guitar Hero?
As an artist, I can completely understand. And yes, I have played Guitar Hero.
So for the audience, I kind of like loosely explain this to some people, but like when you play Guitar Hero and you see like all the colors, so like when you're trying to put the notes like orange, yellow, blue, red, blue, 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 red, orange, yellow, purple, and you're trying to match it up, when I close my eyes, that's how I hear music. So for like me, it's literally just matching it up. So like a lot of people have gotten mad at me in the past, or like to say like I'm too rapidy rap. And a lot of that just comes from me matching colors or matching things up. Like when I'm writing, it don't even always gotta be what people think is gonna come next, so to say. But for me, as I'm sitting there writing it, I don't know, like it just has to fit like a certain pattern or scheme for me until I can move on. Because I've even had people like, yo, why didn't you go longer on that rhyme scheme? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he said no, I guess, you know, like
you basically know how to leave them wanting more. You see what I'm saying? You know how to feed to the crowd and leave them wanting more for the knowledge that you just spit, bro. Like dopeness. Dopeness.
Go ahead,
right. And then, bro, I got a question. What do you want fans to remember how you made them feel? Like when you do your songs, what do you want fans to remember about the way how you made them feel, bro? What do you want to get from that? Like how do you want your fans to remember every song they hear from Backwood Brad? What do you want them to feel, man, from your messages, bro?
Good question.
Purpose, in a sense. Like 3 things: purpose, opportunity, and I don't want to say fulfillment, but like I guess for like lack of a better term, like inclusiveness, like included. Like for me, like that's the space that like I operate in. Like I not like I don't feel like I can, but I don't feel like enough people have told me I could. So I do it for people who maybe just been waiting for someone to just tell them like, yo, you can do this. You know what I mean? Like that one person, not mom, not your best friend, not the homie on the block, that one person that you was waiting to tell you that you could do it, or that you was dope, or that don't listen to them, follow your path. Like that's the music that I make. That's why I do it.
Right. I can definitely relate to that, man. Because like I said, you write from a place of fulfillment, like you rapping, you know, and you're looking for, you know, you rap from the heart. So you're definitely you're what we would consider artist, not a rapper. There's a difference. There's a difference, and you definitely are. You're definitely crafted in your art form. So, you know, thank you for that answer. Again, I have another question I want to ask you. Who are your influences, and why do they influence you in your music and what you do?
So obviously it's changed through time a lot. It's changed, but my biggest influence on the direction, like the introverted style that I write with, my biggest influence is Mr. Joseph Anthony Button. I'm a huge Joe Budden fan. Shout out to Mouse. When I was in high school, starting college, a kid that doesn't have a lot of confidence, I got picked on, things of that nature. I had thought about hurting myself. Joe Budden probably prevented me from shooting up some schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so grateful just for the perspective. Like when I'm listening to somebody write and just the vulnerability, talking about how he's an addict, watching his dad struggle with it, watching people around him cave, just things like that. Just like it was reinforcing all the good things that I had thought I could, you know what I mean? But just looking at the BS around you and things like that. So like for sure, Joe Budden's on the list as at the top.
Shout out to Joe Budden. Shout out to Joe Budden.
Yeah. When it gets to the to like the actual technicality of how I write, Big L, Lil Wayne are two heavy ones. I'm a huge simile rapper. You know what I mean? Like I like to do a lot of comparisons. I'm a reference rapper.
Put a legend in there, sir. He just put a legend in there. Big L, bro. He just put a legend in there, dog.
Cause for me, like I don't like to get it like Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas, like those are like Rushmore. Like I don't like to get into talking about the Rushmore artists. I like to go into like Royce the 5'9's in my top 5, Ransom's in my top 5. Like these are guys that don't get their flowers, you know what I mean? More often than not, in my opinion.
Big facts, man. I see you got a lot of interesting influences, man, especially on the Mr. Budden situation, seeing the negative image that the media society is trying to throw on him, but yet he has niched his name in the game, man. So shout out to Everyday Struggles, Joe Budden, you know what I'm saying? For real, man. And you're right, bro. It's a lot of artists that are definitely due for their flowers, man. You know, and to hear you say one of the influences of mine, Big L, like that touched my the alphabet rhyme will forever be a classic, forever.
And people don't know that that's what influenced Pat Poose and like the later stuff later. Like people don't understand. And Pat pays homage, you know what I mean? But to the outside, the interview, that's always clipped out. Pat will get to talking about the alphabet and they just happen to just leave out the Big L. It's like, come on, man. Like,
Definitely. Hey, look, we ain't trying to cut it short, but what we want to do right now, we want to jump into one of the Backwood Brad's video, the Indiana Boy, man. That's one of them hot boys. I love that video. So we want to check out that Indiana Boy video right now, right here live on the F.A.M, man. Don't y'all go nowhere. We up here with Backwood Brad, man, 812 by way of Alaska with my boy Haywire, legend, boy.
Yeah.
Get into this.
It's the ties, motherfucker.
Indiana boy, welcome to the crossroads of America. Back home again on the banks of the Wabash, far where you might be. Indiana boy, Indiana boy, blue and gold, cream to crimson, land of the Indian. You know I represent for. They call me the, I like to welcome y'all to 812-317-765-260 to the 219. Terre Haute's my home, the Indiana state line, Sycamore Boulevard, right off Larry Bird Drive. Who's your nation? Loud as Bob Knight, old enough to remember when Reggie brought the Pacers back to life. Where them numbers designate the county on your license plate. 84, Vigo County, your hospital, my birthplace here in Cover Bridge and Diesel Fest for the country folk. Or you can hit Neptown for the classic and expo. Headed south, heading to B-Town for Lil 5 with my Indiana boys on them Indiana nights. Bonfire country shit. You know what Indiana like? Country cruiser back roads, yeah, that Indiana life. This your welcome before the visit. Your invitation from Benefic. You just gotta let me know when you in. Yeah.
Indiana boy.
Welcome to the crossroads of America. Back home again. On the banks of the Wabash, far where you might be.
Indiana boy.
Where at?
Indiana boy.
Blue and gold, cream the crimson, land of the Indian. You know I represent for. They call me the, yeah, I like to welcome y'all.
Indiana boy, Indiana boy.
Yeah, that's what made them Wabash Valley native, home of the Pacers. Vincent's our first city where the Underground Railroad run through. Yeah, 0 to 100 like an IndyCar. Mayday, Indiana, stay hot on them race days. Cool out, fall coming to cool you down. Indiana nights, Lucas Oil Field, loud downtown Indianapolis. Farewell to Peyton, not hating, just saying we good. We got Andrew Luck now. Ballers, we got the most in the league. Shout out to Mike Conley, Courtney Lee, Jeff Teague, Zach Randolph, Ed Gordon, and them Zeller boys. Shout out to your son Boy. Who's your hysteria? Blasting through your stereo. My home is Terre Haute, so you know that I'm in
Indiana boy.
Welcome to the crossroads of America. Back home again. On the banks of the Wabash, far where you might be.
Indiana boy.
Where at?
Indiana boy.
Blue and gold, cream the crimson, land of the Indian. You know I represent for. They call me the, yeah, I like to welcome y'all to
Indiana boy, Indiana boy.
Ooh, yeah. Go back. Go
Yeah.
back.
The crib. That's all I can say.
Hey, man, that's the crib, man. Now, I know I might have migrated back in 88 down to this place on my hat, man, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, this 219 for sure, man. Like, I love the way you tapped into all of the cities, man. I love the way that you just rep for every side of indie, bro. Like, that is something that's relatable, bro. That's dopeness right there, man. And then I love the scenes where you shot at too, man. Lucas Oil Field, it's just everywhere that represented from where you from, bro. So,
And you know one thing I like about Backwood Brad, what I always respected about, he just stayed the same. You know, he just stayed the same. He's a cool, you know what I'm saying? He's a cool white boy, man. No disrespect, just keeping it a buck.
hey, man, he just said he an indie boy, man. He just said, you know, the folk from indie, cool, man.
He stayed in his lane, and you know what? He mastered what he got. He mastered his skill in his lane, bro. He didn't try to conform to being a hip hop with the bake chain. He stayed the same dude, man. He represents the home well. He represents the crib, man. 812 Vigo County, you know what I'm saying? The city, man, where I'm proud to say, man, that's my guy right there, man. I appreciate that, man. You know, hey, right now, ain't nobody in Terre Haute, ain't nobody in Indiana really touching the young bull, man. I mean, got a unique sound. Unique.
That's a heavy situation. This is my first time really getting to know the artists of the video that I saw last night, man. But for everything that I'm hearing, man, I can tell the unique talent of this artist named Backwood Brad, man. He has a potential to be a staple in somebody's playlist, man. You know what I'm saying? I can tell just by certain songs, you know, that I had the opportunity of listening to, man. Like he's in a lane all in his own, man. He strives for a different type of pace than what the average artist is looking for. He tap into something a little bit different. You don't want to compare him to. Matter of fact, we're not even going to say that. If you had to, Mr. Backwood, if you had to, who would be your mirror?
Who would be my mirror?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have one.
It's weird, bro, because like the artist that, like, when I write And like when I say certain things, the people that I think I sound like, people don't think I sound like them, which is great for me. Cause like the people that I try to mimic, like the cadence that I like, that I try to mimic, Ransom. I credit Ransom for a lot of that. And people listen to me and they'll listen to Ransom and be like, that's not the same. And I'm like, all right, cool, we'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm listening for and like what I'm hitting when I'm saying shit. So like, and maybe I can credit that to synesthesia. Maybe, I don't know, just because I hear and absorb sounds and shit sonically differently. So like,
absolutely.
Maybe it's like, you know what I'm saying? It could be something of that nature, but for sure, cadences, Ransom, and like with the technicality shit, a lot of people have told me through time that, and I always thought it was a cop-out. They'll always throw the Eminem thing at me. But like, I'm a huge
I can understand why you feel that way.
I'm a huge Royce the 5'9" fan. So like, artistically, they are cut from the same cloth. A lot of the same syllable counts, a lot of the stuff that they do. What people don't realize is that I come from the poetry side of things, right? So when we talk about writing haikus, that's a 5-7 5 syllable. I rap the same way. If you go break down my punchlines, it's all like 5-7 5 or all like 6-8 6.
Right.
When you start to look at how they're okay, now it makes sense to people. But like to the outside listener, they can only compare it to other experiences. So it, plays that.
Right. Hey, Backwood, I heard you mention Yoshan and
Yoshan.
So how'd you meet Yoshan, bro? Because I seen you going up to Chicago and Gary with him like back in the day. How'd that happen?
That's one of them things where it's kind of like by proximity of just like family, like that's family. Like, so our uncles know each other, like his uncle Zeus and my uncle Ed and my mentor Dark Man, shout out to Marcus Britton. Like that's a circle of people that ran in the early 90s, like when the group Mid Wicked was out and things like that. Dark Man and Zeus is running around with them. So like for me, I've known Yosan since I was 9-10 years old. And then like we finally got to link up on the music stuff around like when I was like 18-19. A lot of that nobody's heard. But then when he was doing the Coach for Kids stuff, I hopped on that. But like a lot of people don't know that me and Yosan like know each other outside of that. And same thing with Willie Bobo. I got a song with Willie Bobo from back in the day that nobody else has really heard neither. It just never really happened to, you know what I'm saying, got out there like that. I wouldn't really take a music as serious. I was doing other knuckleheadish things, so to say.
Right. No, that's all good, man. You know, I'm glad you shared that for us because Yoshan, he's doing this thing too. We see, you know, he's moving. He is reality club. He was back in the day, but that he gets down, he's moving. So, you know what I'm saying? You got some great connects. And, you know, you definitely like, you know, from your Uncle Ed, you know what I'm saying? My guy, much love to him. Much love to Dark Man. I remember Dark Man back in the day. I'm from that culture of hip hop, bro. Dark Man was in Terre Haute doing their thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man. And then, like I said, and then, you know, I want to ask you one more question, man. What's the next vision for you, man? What's the next vision of your craft, bro? What can we expect next from Backwood Brad that elevates us to higher and higher, man? What you got next up for?
And not on like no cliche stuff, but the next thing I like, for me, it's not even so much like focusing on, I don't have anything that big, so to say. Like, I don't want to think small-minded, but like projects are going to, you know, be releasing and things like that. But for me, the biggest thing is consistency. People are going to continue to see Backwood Brad. I've had a tendency in the past to just take a couple of years off, maybe more often than not. You know what I mean? Like when I go back and add them up, I feel like I've not been consistent more often than I have been. So that is one thing that people are going to see from here on out. Because to go back to quote one of my favorites, Ransom was on the podcast, the Math Hoffa podcast, that my expert opinion. And he said, people tell you hard work pay off, and they're right. But what they don't tell you is when that hard work pays off. And for me, that's the space I'm existing in. That tomorrow could be the day that the hard work pays off. And it's just every day, that's just the mental mind state that I'm in now.
I love the motivation. Love the motivation. I love it. So, like, do you got any visuals in the works? Any visuals?
We I got a video that we shot when the summer started. My homeboy Alex, shout out to my homeboy Alex out here in Alaska, but his laptop, like, it crashed. So that's a bridge we're trying to gap currently. I don't know if that video is gonna come out or not. In light of us talking about visuals, the Indiana Boy video that we did play, I want to take the time to shout out to my man Gary. Gary kills it. GBU Films, that they've been doing some, or GBU Visions, they've been doing some things. Gary Myers, Cinch, he produced that beat as well. But I got like some anime, like lyric type videos that we're going to be putting out and things like that periodically to go with the songs that we have. But those aren't really as planned. So I don't want to tell people like one will be out next month and it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we did just drop a project on Bandcamp called Travelers of the Night. That's one of my, probably like my favorite piece of work that I have to this day. Shout out to Emilio Miles producing the whole thing. We dropped 2 other projects this summer as well. We dropped Housekeeping and the Men in Black tape with the homie G-Ball. And then both of those were produced by Fit Chris, who's another Terre Haute producer. So we have a large body of work out, you know what I mean, that people can gravitate to and got plenty of time to catch up on.
Definitely. Like I said, we got more with Backwood Brad, but right now we're going to jump into that Rock Right Now featuring AMG from the homie Backwood Brad. This is the F.A.M, man. Wham.
Hey, the
I wanna rock right
F.A.M.
now.
Hey.
I wanna rock right now. 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 Never said I was to go back home. Believe when I won, I can come back home. Stop wishing I would stop right now. Should I shoot for the stars? Should I shoot back at cops right now? When the topic's so hot right now, till the ops came out. Same people wishing never made it off of the block right now. Where they run at my house, pop smoke. Got me feeling pop smoke right now. I wanna rock right now. Chaos got me watching for my life somehow. So hard to run around when you feel run down. Not to be confused with a man gun down. That ain't fireworks, that's a handgun sound. Couldn't hear the sirens of a railroad sound. Pride in the way, but the fear go round. Cause the hate's so hungry, it'll kill for a pound. I ain't got an appetite for that cookout. It ain't new law, they threw the book out. I know a boss in a Honda. I know a bum in a Benz. It always comes up what you spend. Don't mistake money for friends. Paying for choices like sins. If I don't pay with a life or a limb. I wanna rock right now. 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 I wanna rock right now.
Minding my business and been low key, so there ain't no witness when I'm in these streets. I wanna rock right now. I wanna rock right now. I got the spotlight now. Niggas wanna throw shade, I'm like not right now. Got a bitch that I ain't even poke yet. Roll the blunt that I ain't even smoke yet. Me and my nigga Backwood go bag. Like me, man, bitch in a pro kid. Got all my game from the old heads. Taught nigga how to move when it go red. Listen to the slow songs like go ahead. Put the fucking tin and turn it to his forehead. Fuck what you know. I ain't heard about nigga smoke. Last bitch try to put a nigga in jail. Everything in that bitch take stale. Red 3 cooks ain't even take mail. 4 days later, my nigga made bail. Like
I wanna rock right now. 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 I wanna rock right now.
Boom.
Boom.
I don't even got
Y'all slide on that one, bro. Y'all boys was fine. Shout out to AMG Nook, man, for real. Dog. Y'all boys a nice little combo, man.
For artists out
Then
there,
y'all had that raw bass touch to it. Flawless. I like it.
Originality of the form of what you call true artistry. This is what it takes to be successful in this business, man. If you want to be successful, you have to definitely be unique. And Backwood Brad, my boy, always been unique, man. He's a unique being. He ain't rapping and sounding like nobody. Boy got his own lane, man. I salute that boy. And like my boy Mills said, bro, we got something for you, man. We got something for you, man. Like you the next wave, bro. You the next wave. Next wave. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving into this. We're gonna just keep going because the vibe is going right now with this vibe with Backwood Brad. We're gonna jump into this next video, man. Hip hop state of mind, man. Just to keep y'all vibing to the Backwood Brad, man. Let's just vibe on into that, man. Right here at this
B. Yeah.
hip hop state of mind, man.
You ever just been in a zone? Like a hip hop state of mind? I just felt like rapping a lot lately. They don't like when you be rapping though. They want songs and all that. It ain't really a song, but poetic by any means, the lyrical gunslinger. It was born in my genes, so I cipher in Wranglers. A young Brett Favre, out of pocket, I can sense the danger. Assess the risk with the confidence of an Army Ranger. Sloppy couldn't write me off with your bad signature. I judge the practice from the practice of the practitioner. See me? I never make music for average listeners. I put my soul into it like Southern Baptist ministers. Hungry as a dinner rush. For a while, wasn't living much. Some would say I'd given up. Every now and then you show up like a city bus just to take my little rush. This to me's a new adjust. The philosophy of what description meant led you to the water to turn you into a fisherman. Looking for handouts, have some ambition. This new generation's misguided independence. Is thou holy than the Father? Will he forgive me if I clear the mountaintops like Elijah? My bar's sharp as Shawshank kitchen blades. Then I spike your lemonade like a Bill Cosby dinner date. Underground, where the weight's not mentioned. Fight Club, undercard exhibitions. On that Waco mission, all business after the cage door hinges. Until my amateur numbers get Lomachenko whispers. More of Uncle Brad's bad wishes. Try and turn my nieces into the Shevchenko sisters. Cooling off in the hot springs. Smoking recreational weed out the dispensary. I'm Shang-Chi after 10 rings. High expectations, even higher from my enemies. Damn what's gotten into me. Keep a distance like I'm working my jab. You think I'll be further with all the closure we've had. At the end of the line, like a grocer with bag. Thought I'd be sicker from all the exposure I've had. Only time will tell as long as time's ticking. Time's relevant to the time zone in which you livin'. Ran down apartments, stairwells is pissy. I was in the streets where they posting pictures of people missing. I said, I was in the streets where they posting pictures of people missing. Hip-hop state of mind. Hip-hop state of mind. This my hip-hop state of mind. I'm just in a hip-hop state of mind.
Whoa. Yeah.
Bruh. Hold on. Wait.
Go ahead.
This man say, I put my whole soul in it like Southern Baptist ministers.
It's real. I do.
Elaborate on that, hey. Wow.
You was on one when you made that one. You was on one when you made that one.
Yeah, no, that one for sure. I don't do a lot of those type tracks where like I talk about like how good I am at rapping and things like that. I don't like to operate in that space as much. But
humble
at the time when I did that one we did late 2020, early 2001, and I had the idea. So the idea stayed the same, but I just chose different songs. I have a project and it's a series. I'm about to drop the second part of that series come October, November. But I have a Seafood Brad series, and that was gonna be on the volume 1, but didn't end up on that one. But lyrically, just a lot of things that that line's dope. A lot of these young kids, they think that we're mad at what they're saying. And a lot of it, they don't understand that what they're saying consciously is dictating behaviors. I'm mad at behaviors that people are refusing to change. That's the accountability that is lacking for sure. I really appreciate a lot of stuff that y'all were talking about before y'all brought me in. So much that needed to be said in a short period of time. And you guys were able to hit on so much of it for sure within that. So I'm grateful for that, not to digress, but yeah, that song in general, rapping on a Nas beat, you know what I mean? I couldn't do nothing average, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You did the beat justice, sir. I think himself, I think Sir Nasir Jones himself would agree that you were in your hip hop state of mind by doing that one, man. Shout out to the infamous Snars, man. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up Illmatic himself, man. If you're going and you're going to take a national treasure like that, bro, and do something with it, do something with it. Don't be like that young man that was on them award show that one year and he come out in the Gucci suit and don't know all the Biggie words. Don't do that.
That's unfortunate.
Right. And Backwood Brad, you coming from the generation of the in-between generation, you been around, you know, the old school, and as you're able to see both sides of the playing field, man. What is your perspective on that? Like, you see the mumble rap and then you see the conscious rap. Like, what do you see as a medium for that, man? What do you see would be a medium for both sides to come to have a mediation in that? What do you see, my brother?
To be honest, like, as you ended the segment, I think you hit the nail right there when you was talking about a lot of it is just in the ego and the pride on the people feel like they're losing control of something versus people wanting full control of something. So what the younger generation doesn't understand, bro, why did our generation spend 25 years in bad contracts for these kids to still be in bad contracts? I don't care what music you make. Let's handle the business first and foremost. That is what our predecessors did.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing, in my opinion, is to stop worrying about what you do have control of, because at the end of the day, the content you put out, you're losing control of it faster than you can put it out.
Definitely.
No matter how hot you are or how talented, you know what I'm saying, said person sees you, because that's very subjective too. That's why I'm grateful to the Griseldas of the world and a lot of people that stay in the lane that I like to rap in, because so like when people come across me, if that's not happening, it makes it even more difficult for someone like me without the big management team and money and things like that. But yeah, not to digress too much, but I really believe that a lot of it is in the camaraderie and the respect. Like the relationships aren't being built, so there isn't really a respect from that old to new generation. They don't know they don't know what the application looks like. We were lucky to have a small amount of time to learn what the application looked like. I can tell you how to vent, how to, what is a release for you, but it's on you to use it prosperously or for it to turn into a vice. And that's the problem. Hip hop became a vice for these kids. You can't live in your trauma. That's the problem. I vent in my music a lot, but it got me off of drugs. Like, I stopped doing cocaine. I stopped drinking alcohol. It got me off of the hard drugs. Hip hop did that. Hip hop didn't put that in my body. So that's a big disconnect from the generation as well, is that the application isn't there and nobody's in a hurry to show them what that application looks like at all either.
There you have it from the middle, man. He's the in-between generation.
One more thing I want to say too, I went back not too long ago and counted the amount of songs that I have in like my 18, 20 years of doing this. So like, I flirted with that other side. My uncle, he's incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, for some drug stuff. My Uncle Zeus just got out recently. Like, most of my life, I've been knuckleheads and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So I flirted with that side of things with music. I got like 8 or 9 songs out of like 100-song catalog. I knew early, this ain't for me. I put in a good, maybe 8 or 9 year, or 8 or 9 month run, did a couple of shows, Some of them shows Swayze was at, fights is happening, people shooting. I'm like, nah, this type of music, I gotta stay true to me and what I do, no matter how long it takes, no matter how sad I get in the process, no matter how many people leave or how many people come back when I'm hot. I just gotta stay true to what I do. And that's what's uncomfortable, to see so many people that we know just shifting so much for different vibes or different trends or whatever in the moment. That is the painful thing. When you was talking about the Willie Lynch thing, like literally it's what it is. Like, how do I get that spotlight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, bro, like y'all are in a hurry for the wrong things.
Facts. Big facts.
And you know what? And there you have it. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna keep it moving because, like you said, we got this time frame. We running with Backwood Brad, one of them cold boys from 812, man, worldwide renowned now.
Hey man,
Flamboyant, Mr. It All, man. We're gonna jump into this song, man. We're gonna jump into this Grizzly by my man, Backwood Brad, boy, right here at your shoulder.
Yes, sir. The F.A.M.
Man, Grizzly, man, my Backwood Brad here, boy.
Tap into my past future with a map to make Brad ruler. Come back sooner. Old man Logan, the last mutant. The Dow user, the last style bender's last student. The last steps, my ceiling jutsu traps losers. Penjitsu, my stamp of approval to rap rumors. What's kung fu? To the lyrical bass root, and I grew up on TED Talk, Teddy Riley and Ted Nugent. Know a few Raider fans wild enough to slap root and run a track like Ryan Newman. Wild with evolution, bitten by something nuclear. You not the king of queens, Met Mueller, 9-net booster. Bunch of Peter Parkers online, nothing but web shooters. Preparing for devastation, deprivation. The town is crying, the storm is coming. Most of the supporting cast is dying. Harsh climate, I'm an outlier. Writing cliffhangers, a mountain climber. Remembering rivals, do pictures on iPhones. The battlefield, drunken master skill with will for survival. A sim for recital. It's the friendly reminder. Yo, I bring pain until it end like Jiraiya. And look close, you might miss the action. Mr. Patrick, slow it down. This ain't for a Democratic, Republican demographic. Storyline, imagery, graphic. It's more like a manga waiting on anime adaptation. Can't blame audience for traction. I'm a reference rapper. You missing footnotes and section chapters. I don't reference matter. I said that for after. I went from Grizzly Adams to Luffy with the Grizzly Magnum.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. Grizzly, huh? Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Thought on that.
Hey, man, I think you've been out there in Alaska too long, man. You got to come on back out here to the green, man. You probably have seen all types of bears and fish out that way.
Yes, sir. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Understood, man. Yeah, man. So I'm digging that song, man. Like the beats to cater your cadence, bro. I mean, you have such a unique ear, bro. Like I there's not one beat that I heard that I do not dislike, bro. Yeah. Like like shout out to the producer who is rocking with your campaign, dog. Like, man, that you come on a whole different type of substance level, bro. That a lot of folks are afraid to touch, man. And by you sticking to yourself and your craft, Mr. Backwood, hey, man, I salute you as an artist, man. As an individual, bro, your trials and tribulation, bro. I can tell it all in your art, man. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you put all of that pain and passion in the art, just as a true artist is supposed to, man. So I commend you for your efforts, man. Straight up, man. And don't let nobody deteriorate you from any of that. Nobody lead you the wrong way of nothing with you. You got you a lane, my brother. Don't let nobody talk you out of it.
Right. And we ain't just saying that, bro. You know, we like, definitely me. I'm a critic. I'm critical. They know. Haywire know. I'm a critical.
Hey, man.
Saying that shit just because you from Indiana, bro, and I know you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm coming from a perspective of music and as an artist myself, man. one who shows appreciation for this craft, just like another individual that I know that's next to you, Mr. Backwood, who does the same thing as the dude next to you, Mr. Backwood. You see what I'm saying? Like, we understand how this format is supposed to roll and how it goes, man. The value and the appreciation of this hip hop game, bro. The essence and the beauty of the words that are being painted on that picture canvas. You just taking that. This ain't no easy roller. This ain't nothing that you do that with. No, you got to stroke. You got to stroke up and down. And sir, I need you to continue Picassoing, okay? That's all. I don't need you to do nothing. Just continue Picassoing, bro. You're doing your thug thizzle, my dude.
And that's big, like for Backwood. I've watched him, like I said, over the years. You know, sometimes I can watch people be discouraged, especially when you're living in Terre Haute, in our hometown. It's different. And you know what I'm saying? I can see Backwood, you know, sometimes he would be up, and then sometimes he would dwindle away. He like, you know, like with his consistency. So, you know, I'm a real. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like you know, and then sometimes it's discouraging where he's came from, what he's came through, because I know his whole story. You know what I'm saying? I know his people, how they were incarcerated, now what he struggled with, and with his family, and all the different things that he would be up, and then he would find himself fading away. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you, bro, you got that juice, homie. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got that juice.
No Omar Epps. No Omar Epps. No Omar. But you got it, my dude.
I extended the show just so we could get through, because I was like, we was gonna do an hour. I said, no, let's go ahead and do it. Changed my momentum. Like, you changed.
I'm enjoying this energy right here. This energy right here, bro. This is a good energy to have, bro, because it gives the viewers an opportunity to see how you can be not complacent of what society puts in your face as far as sound is, and expand your thought process on the beauty of it instead of looking at it one-dimensionally. You see what I'm saying? It gives the viewer, the listener, a chance to understand how an artist from somewhere else and the story that they tell. You didn't make excuses for wanting to put yourself in a predicament where it may make you feel vulnerable at times. You sacrificed everything within you to make sure, as a real artist, that you are able to stick into relation to the concept of not just your fans but your audience as well, man. Like I said, man, you are a package, sir. You are a good package, man, for real, dog.
He's an inspiration, because not everyone, like the society has to know that everything isn't always isn't a good beginning. Everyone doesn't come from a good life. Like Backwood had a struggle. Like we both, like we struggled. There's a struggle with alcoholism. I struggle with drugs. I struggle with all that. I struggle with being home. I struggle with it. And that's the shit that people need to hear. We need to hear more than more of the fantasy bullshit that's constructed from society, man. So his story is a story that I can vouch for, because it's the same story I live. Where we come from is that there's a lot of that going on. So he's an inspiration not only to the city, but he's actually an inspiration to the world. And that we need to have more people that's actual real, that tell the real side of their reality of their life. So with that, I commend Backwood Brad, man, for his contributions to hip hop, and to keep always moving, homie. Keep moving, man. Never stop. Give up on what you believe in, man. Do this shit until you're 100, bro. Never let never stop. Bro. They can tell me whatever. I'll be 80 fucking years old doing this shit. Bro. I want you to do the same shit. You're an artist. Artists don't never die. They continue to innovate. So you got that same juice, man. So, you know, the fam, we love you here at the fam, man. We love you, bro. We appreciate you. And we got some, I've been talking to the Chris Mills, the president of Big Game Hunter. He said he got something for you, bro. I'm talking to him now while I'm talking to you. He said he got something special for you. And even the producer of the show, man, they love you, man. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. We getting feedback from
a lot of good feedback, bro. For real. Like, man, just thank you for, taking the time to be on the show, and, being able to relay your story to us, to be able to open up about your story and your progression in this hip hop culture that you have invested time into, sir. It has definitely been a pleasure definitely been an honor, and it has been an ear pleasure all the way around, man. I thank you for stopping by the BGHE Worldwide Muzick Podcast, man, and blessing us with your crafts and your talent, man. And humbly appreciate it, man, and wish you nothing but the best of success in your future endeavors.
And you know what I'm saying? We're going to jump into another song, but we ain't done with you yet. We got a few more, but we're going to jump into that Smoke Clears, man. Like, you know, we're going to jump into that Smoke Clears from the homie Backwood Brad, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing Alaska. He out in Alaska right now.
Yeah.
It's Midwest to the end.
Okay.
Let's jump into that Smoke Clears from Backwood Brad. Yes.
Undiscovered as part of my rediscovery. Uncover confidence, never lobby in luxury. Some found harmony isolated from the country. Others found unemployment and some unexpected budgeting. Maybe you'll make a fortune for Fortune 500 companies. The proportion of greed. I put poems in fortune cookies you'll never read. Send proceeds to unfortunate kids you never feed. The American dream, not as unfair as it seems. Preparation don't prevent the extreme. I help people who want. What about people in need? Sign the dotted line, isn't always the deed. Acting like Michael B. Never follow the creed. Low income from the rougher end. Addicted as I puff again. Need a filter for my lungs. Picking it up again. Doing the running man. Rugged as R.A. the rugged man. You ain't got a puncher's chance. Yo. You were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. You were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. Watch what you hear. From who you heard it, I said they better be there when the smoke clears. When the smoke clears. Some people got to grab the camera to get the picture. Always miss it. Bypass admission. Won't buy a ticket but stream it to bypass permission. They care as much as my last revision. They noticed you quit but won't notice your last submission. Respect the lethal pain and lyrically defeat your favorite. Watch him meet the pavement on his knees in anguish. Leave his remains inside a little container. Separate from the sage, I'll need for later. Yo, I'm a Leo, the lion after you big birds. Why stab you in the back when the ribs work? You need a doctor? Well, I'm a pescatarian. I'm not the fish that saved Pittsburgh. Avoid the rap wave. Brad ducked off in the back cave. I'm doing better now, cause I manage my bad days. Just substitute like a half day. Let the sounds echo. I'm stronger than you on a bad lay. Oh, you were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. You were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. Watch what you hear. From who you heard it, I said they better be there when the smoke clears. When the smoke clears. You were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. You were in the clear until the smoke cleared. Until the smoke cleared. Watch what you hear. From who you heard it, I said they better be there when the smoke clears. When the smoke clears.
Cisco and Eagle.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Definitely give that one a good thumbs up. 2 of them, bud.
Oh, y'all crazy. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
Thumbs up.
Backwood Brad, BWB. Hey, man.
Worldwide Podcast, man. We thank you, Backwood Brad. We want to let you give some shout outs, man. Talk about what you got coming, man. We want you to just take the stage, man, and give us what you got to say right now, man. This is your time, it's your shine, man. What you got to say to the world?
Your shine, son.
Well, before I get started, I seen somebody just ask what they missed. Unfortunately, you've missed everything but this. This is it. This is like the closing thoughts. I'm like, like when the camera goes to closing thoughts, today was no, not to digress any further, but yeah. So for me, shout out wise, man, like the list is crazy, man. Like the song you just played, Smoke Clears, that's off the Housekeeping Project. Shout out to Thick Chris. Pause for all of those. He sent me like 30 beats, and We ended up putting 10 of them together on 2 projects, man. I'm so grateful for that. Shout out to that man. Emilio Miles, when you guys talk, you guys were talking earlier about how do I choose the beats, how do I get the sound and things like that. That brother right there for the last 18 months or so has literally been like an A&R for me.
He's fine.
Yeah, I can't speak enough. We got like 50 plus songs, 7 just released, and we got 2 singles. But outside of that, everything else, well, we got 1 single out. Everything else outside of that is going to be released in the works. Like I said, like 50 plus songs. Shout out to the homie Zeke. Zeke is somebody that mixed and mastered a lot of the music that you guys were playing. I'm so grateful to that brother. That brother is another one that's like an A&R manager. He's been in my corner since we started doing the rap music thing. He's been around since the Benefic days, all types of stuff. Project, like I said, the list goes so on on the shout outs, man. I shouted out a few people in the show already. Project wise, we just dropped Travelers of the Night on Bandcamp for early stream and early release. Backwood Brad on Bandcamp. That will be on our platforms August 28th. We have a show tomorrow. If you're in the Alaska area, I'll be doing a show at the last day at the Tanana Valley State Fair. So that's going to be dope from 4 to 5 p.m. Alaska time. I got a handful of projects that are completed, just waiting to be mixed and mastered. We'll probably be dropping 2 more this year. One for sure, the Seafood Brad project will for sure. That's something, like I said, I started last year. We're going to drop that again in the fall, winter. And then I got another one with a dope producer named Skip the Kid out of Pennsylvania. Okay. We got a dope project. It's we started as a single and ended up turning into a nice little 6-song EP. So that is the only other project, so to say, that I may or may not drop this year. But yeah, we got a lot of music that's already out. We're going to be, like I said, attaching videos to that. I'm a big anime comic book nerd, as you hear a lot of the references in the song. So we're going to attach those. Start attaching those to the songs and stuff like that over time. You know what I mean? Like as our budget increases a little more and things like that. But yeah, the main thing, people just gonna see me out here, man. Consistency. Get used to this face.
Okay then.
Definitely, man. That's the homie Backwood Brad. Hey, what a legend, man. What you think about today's show, man? Backwood Brad, man. Give us.
Hey, man. Like I said earlier in the beginning, man, it was humbly a pleasure, man. Truly a pleasure, man. Rocking with this individual by the name of BWB, aka Backwood Brad, man. It was truly an honor to hear somebody who can bless the substance category of what this culture is really missing, man. There's no more that I can say, man. From the intellect to the conversation, man, like the brother has it all as far as potential. He is a star in the underground world, if you ask me, man. He's certified in a book. Man, there's not much more that I can say about this man, bro. Like I wish him nothing but the best of success, and I can't wait to work with him. It was a true honor. Today's show was definitely one for the books, man. Shout out to Backwood Brad and the whole F.A.M team, Mr. G, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Mo, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, we did it.
Definitely, man. Like I said, I'll definitely give a shout out to Backwood Brad, man, and this whole movement, man. I give a shout out to my brother Greg Gray and Mr. B Mo, man, for giving us this opportunity here at the F.A.M. Chris Mills, man, we thank you, brother. We really Game Hunter Worldwide Music Group for giving us a platform to speak to everyone out here, man. And we're so happy that we were able to give you guys such a great inspiring message today. And usually I do the Love Breathe segment, but you know what? I think Backwood Brad, he gave the love that we all was able to breathe it. So I don't feel like this.
Yes.
We don't even need to give it, man, because the love was given through the whole show, man, with the love of the people, the comments, of everything that was, that transpired, man. So here, we just want to thanking each one of you listeners, man, for tuning in this week. We want to thank my solid brother, man, Backwood Brad, man. We got some plans for you, bro. Next year, Terre Haute Day, bro. I'm going to bring your ass home, bro.
Man.
I want to say one more thing. Outside of thanking you guys, at the show and everything. Genuinely, I appreciate that. Like the people who really support me, like y'all don't understand like how much it means. Like I've been doing this thing for like a little over a year now called Wellness Check Wednesday. And like that means the world to me, just for somebody to like it. You ain't gotta love it, care, you ain't even gotta share, you ain't even gotta tap in. Just knowing that y'all solid, and I know that y'all are well enough to like it. That is so meaningful to me. And I know y'all have lost a lot of people too, but like literally just in like the last couple of years alone, you know what I mean? Just continuing just to look at new RIP tattoos, or, you know, looking up, saying hi or bye to people is just crazy. Like, I'm so grateful for the support and the recognition that I do receive. Y'all have no idea like how much that means. Genuinely, thank you to all of y'all.
Absolutely, my boy. Absolutely, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Today's show has been a real good one, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope thank all of our viewers and our listeners, man, you know what I'm saying, for tapping in this evening to the BGHE Worldwide Muzick Podcast. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't able to catch us on Facebook, have no fear. You can always check in on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And if you get a chance, swerve by the BGHE Worldwide Muzick page, tap in like that. You know what I'm saying? It only take 5 seconds at your time to do such. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Brad, I see it in your eyes, man. Keep fighting, bro. I see it. You know, I see what you. So I'm looking. I'm seeing you, bro. I feel you, man. My energy, my arm here, bro. I feel your struggle and your pain, bro. So we want to thank you, man. Namaste, man. Peace, brother. We love you, man.
Peace and love. Thank you,
man. This week was a great show, man. And until next week, we got next week, Haywire. We got your boy.
I think we got a gentleman by the name of Young Prophet stopping through the F.A.M next week, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned for that, man. Next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel. You know what I'm talking about?
Until next week, love, peace, and happiness, yo. We out.
Ha ha.